This has never been done, and even Pakistan was not expecting that the heartland will be hit, and that's what came as a shocker to them. And of Sindoor, what we did, we played chess. We did not know what is the next move the enemy is going to take, and what are we going to do. Victory is in mind. It's always in mind. Free hand was given, of course, that you decide what is to be done.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को लेकर 9 अगस्त को पहली बार भारतीय वायुसेना प्रमुख का एक ऐसा बयान सामने आया जिसमें उन्होंने ये बताया कि पाकिस्तान के कितने जेट भारतीय सेना ने हवा में ही खाक कर दिए। 3 महीने बाद ही सही, लेकिन पाकिस्तान के छक्के छुड़ाने वाले ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर टॉप भारतीय सेना प्रमुखों ने बयान की अब झड़ी लगा दी है। और इसी दिन आईआईटी मद्रास में भारतीय सेना प्रमुख उपेंद्र द्विवेदी का भी ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर एक भारी बयान खबरों में छा गया, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि इस ऑपरेशन में न तो दुश्मन को पता था हमारा अगला कदम, न हमको पता था, हम बस शतरंज खेल रहे थे। आगे उन्होंने क्या पूरा बयान दिया आपको हिंदी में समझाते हैं।
Now what does it mean? It means we did not know what is the next move the enemy is going to take, and what are we going to do. This is something we called about the gray zone. Gray zone is that we are not going for the conventional operation.
भारत के थल सेना अध्यक्ष जनरल उपेंद्र द्विवेदी ने कहा, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान सरकार ने हमें फ्री हैंड दिया था। ऑपरेशन में हम चेस खेल रहे थे, हमें नहीं पता था दुश्मन की अगली चाल क्या होगी और हम क्या करने वाले हैं। उन्होंने कहा, हम शतरंज की चालें चल रहे थे और दुश्मन भी शतरंज खेल रहा था। कहीं हम उन्हें शय और मात दे रहे थे, तो कहीं हम अपनी जान गंवाने के जोखिम पर भी हार मान रहे थे। लेकिन यही तो जिंदगी है। जनरल द्विवेदी ने कहा कि इसे ग्रे जोन कहा जाता है। इसका मतलब है कि हम पारंपरिक ऑपरेशन नहीं कर रहे हैं। 4 अगस्त को आईआईटी मद्रास में अग्निशोध इंडियन आर्मी रिसर्च सेल के उद्घाटन के दौरान उन्होंने ये बात कही थी। उन्होंने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर आतंकवाद के खिलाफ भारत की लड़ाई में एक नया अध्याय पर भी संबोधित किया। उन्होंने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को सुनियोजित खुफिया आधारित ऑपरेशन बताया, जो एक सैद्धांतिक बदलाव को भी दर्शाता है।
Globally, 56 conflicts are going on with 92 countries, and this strategic continuum of persistence will continue to grow.
जनरल उपेंद्र द्विवेदी ने कहा कि 25 अप्रैल को हमने उत्तरी कमांड का दौरा किया। यहाँ ऑपरेशन की प्लानिंग हुई, जिसमें हमने 9 में से 7 आतंकी ठिकानों को नष्ट किया। इसमें कई आतंकी भी मारे गए। उन्होंने कहा कि 29 अप्रैल को पीएम मोदी से मुलाकात हुई। ये महत्वपूर्ण है कि कैसे एक छोटा सा नाम ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पूरे देश को जोड़ता है। ये एक ऐसी बात है जिसने पूरे देश को प्रेरित किया है। यही कारण है कि पूरा देश कह रहा था कि आपने इसे क्यों रोक दिया। ये सवाल पूछा जा रहा था और इसका भरपूर जवाब भी दिया गया है। जनरल द्विवेदी ने आगे कहा कि इस एक नाम ने पूरे देश को एक कर दिया। आज लोग कह रहे हैं सिंधु से सिंदूर तक सब कुछ हमने संभाल लिया। जब मैं ग्राउंड पर गया तो मैंने सैनिकों से कहा, कोई भी बहन, माँ या बेटी जब सिंदूर लगाएगी तो वो हमेशा सैनिक को याद करेगी। यही वो जुड़ाव था जिसने पूरे राष्ट्र को एक उद्देश्य के लिए खड़ा कर दिया। यही वजह थी कि पूरा देश पूछ रहा था, आपने ऑपरेशन क्यों रोका, और इसका जवाब भी दिया जा चुका है।
But they are using the live mules also, animal transport. Why? Because when the animal which is moving on a pre-designated route, it is not a very, very lucrative target. But if you go with the ATV and carry the ammunition, itself becomes lucrative target. So that is the diversity. You're looking at a robo-dog as well as the animal transport live, which is carrying the ammunition in those trenches. So as far as the Indian Army is concerned, it is different from what we talk about the US wars, what we talk about the Iraq-Iran war, Hamas war. Why? Because as far as we are concerned, we share 2 borders. And both borders, you can call it live, semi-live, in whichever terminology you can look at. But these 2 potential adversaries have the capability to orchestrate kind of a war, which we have to face together or one by one. That we cannot say for sure as of today. But capability-wise, we have to stand up to both the fronts. Now, if that be the case, then we have to look at 5 generations of warfare. It means the technology will come up, but the space is only that much. So technology also have to fit in the topmost layer and then slowly and slowly seep down to the lowest layer. That is what is something important. So technology has to be imbibed, it has to be understood, and then it has to be percolated down to a common soldier. And that is why I have said that eagle on the arm means our 12 lakh population of Indian Army, everybody should have one drone each, is eagle on the arm. That is the beginning which we are looking at. And it doesn't mean that we'll be looking at bigger drones and missiles and everything, but that is the beginning. And that is the technological consciousness which I'm expecting from all. So from muddy trenches to Internet of military things, this is what is the kind of a arena what we are looking at. As far as the demography is concerned, that is the fourth D I was talking about, is of course, which are the principal players in this complete thing? The terrorist groups, Hamas, LET, now TRF, now some more names which are coming up. They will be permanent part, at least the India is concerned. Militias, we have Wagner Group, and now recently Myanmar has issued a thing that you can have the private army operating there with 25% from the foreign. We have so many others also, you're aware, Legion of kind of France or other places where you will find that the foreign troops are coming. Similarly, from Nepal, I am told UK is also employing some people for their RT regiments and others. So you will find these kind of outsourcing, or if I can say that the soldiers, then the merchants. Merchants today which are part of the battlefield, whether Starlink, Apple, and so on and so forth. Of course, we have the citizen soldiers, and I must tell you, when Kargil happened, the citizen soldiers were prominent. We had the shepherd who told us that where the intruders are, and the last Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir, Mr. Tashi, he himself galvanized the locals and himself carried the ammunition for the troops during the Kargil war. So what I am saying, citizen soldiers are omnipresent, and any kind of information which they have, if they give us, for example, drones, as you see where the drones are flying, so that if it is put in the app, it helps us knowing that whether it's our drone, whose drone. And this kind of a thing we have tried in the Amarnath Yatra recently in J&K. And if it becomes successful, we'll develop it more. And with the kind of intelligentsia which is sitting here, definitely we'll be able to make it more, if I can say that, fail-safe proof. Of course, the Guardian Force is concerned, this is the invisible, if I can say that, the non-kinetic handlers. And this is where you all come into play in a big way. Because today, war has four quadrants. I will not have time to explain the four quadrants, but the non-kinetic quadrant is something which you can start today. And the next war, which we are looking at, it may happen soon, and we have to prepare accordingly, as already been brought out by Director, that in this we have to fight this battle together. This non-kinetic has to be fought together. So what are the deductions? That as far as whole of nation approach will be there for the next war, it is not the military alone which will be fighting. Let me assure you very clearly in this issue. As far as the grey zone is concerned, it's ever present, and this will remain.